On today's episode of Inspiration Line, we have a woman who's just not lifting weight, like the think stereotype. Joining me today is Shiva Devraj, a powerhouse fitness coach with over 13 years of experience. She is the founder of Tweak, a unique strength and conditioning studio, and a firm believer that weightlifting is for everyone. Shiva, it's an honor to have you on our show.
Thank you, Farida, for having me.
Shiva, it's 13 years since you're a fitness coach. What sparks you to the journey of strength training and fitness?
Okay, mine is a very simple story. Basically, I was also like an IT employee. I was a game producer for a long time. But I was still looking for something that would give me some sort of freedom in fitness. So I started to run. And then once I started to run, I wanted to study more. So I did some courses while I was still working. And then sooner, some things changed, and then I decided that something to do with fitness and changing other people's lives is something that I would want to do. So I slowly moved on to study more, and I did more certifications, and then moved on to just being a fitness trainer from being an IT employee.
What inspired you to start Creed in 2020 and why the name Creed?
Okay, that's an interesting question, because creed means belief, and so this is my belief, and also this is my baby. I have been a trainer all around Chennai. Okay, so I've been like a flow trainer, personal trainer in a lot of gyms in Chennai, and I've been training a lot of clients. But somewhere I felt that I couldn't train them the way I want, and I realized space was a constraint. Okay, so in like a commercial gym, you wouldn't get all the space and all the equipment that you require. So I thought having my own little specialized studio, I'd be able to help people better. So that's how I started Creed in 2020.
Okay. How did you move from running and competing in powerlifting to weightlifting?
Okay, so running, I didn't mean to compete, okay? I was just a runner, and I won't say luck, but maybe I ran one well and won two of the runs. But powerlifting, yes, I did plan to compete, and I competed. But then I wanted something a little bit more challenging, and weightlifting has always been on my mind. Weightlifting is a little bit more technical, and I won't say I'm extremely good at it or anything. I'm still learning, even though I have been to competitions. So, and I have very, very serious goals for weightlifting, because that's something you constantly learn and evolve. So that's how I moved from one to another.
Okay. As a solo entrepreneur, how difficult it is to run this fitness business to in a male-dominant society?
Male dominated is practically there everywhere in every industry, so it's not unique to fitness. But being a solo female entrepreneur, yes, there are some challenges. However, I believe that if you just do your work and focus on it, you probably won't notice the rest of the things that happen around you. So there's a lot of competition around and everything. I've seen there was a gym just in the same premise, but I still had my clients coming. So it just means that if you do your work well, you'll be able to sustain and grow also beyond all the competitions.
So, what are the biggest misconception about weight training?
Okay, there are a couple of it. I'm surprised that some people, even though there's so much of awareness, they still have that. One is that women are afraid to lift weights. That apart, the women think that if you lift weights, you'll bulk up like men. So they always, even now, some doctors even have asked me that if I lift this weight, will I get large muscles like my son? Now that's not possible, because we have only 10% of testosterone that men have, the hormone that's responsible for bulking. So it's not possible for women to bulk. Rather, when you lift weights, you actually shed your fat. So for women, lifting weights, which means using dumbbells, kettlebells, barbells, help you to shed your fat faster.
What advice would you like to give a woman who wants to build physical strength but gets intimidated to start?
Okay, so when you look at a commercial gym, usually it is scary, because you see a lot of other already fit people doing a lot of weights. So which is why I said commercial gym is because it's a place where people walk in and walk out at any given time, and you will have a lot of people of different fitness levels working out. So I have also heard from clients saying that you see a guy doing heavy weights and you get scared. And also just seeing more women get little scared. So basically what you need to think is that in the gym, when people are working out, they don't have the time to look at you. Okay, nobody has the time. People spend that 1 hour to work out for themselves. So first of all, that fear should leave, because nobody has the time to look at us. So you need to go thinking that this is good for me, and do your work and leave. So that intimidation will leave when you are comfortable with the people around you. So the first step is to go. go and get accustomed to the people, then you will actually lose the fear and start enjoying the process.
What is the biggest myth about the fitness trends that you like to burst?
Okay, so currently the most popular myth is that your results can be quick. So drink this and then you lose fat faster. And if you eat this, then you will lose fat faster. It never happens. If you see, gaining weight is very fast. You eat consistently 3 days of cake and gulab jamun, you will gain weight. It's very fast. But losing weight, if you want it to be a sustainable and a maintainable weight, then it will be very slow. If you look at people who've gained weight over many years and have not worked out, you can never shed that weight like in 1 month. If you're doing it that way, then the process is wrong and you might gain back all the weight soon. So anything that promises quick results, you have to take a check. You have to actually discuss with certified people and experienced people to understand what it is, why are they promising that, is that going to help me, am I going to gain back all the weight, and then do it. Because anything that's long term is sustainable.
So what is the healthy amount of weight to lose in a week?
Instead of saying that, see, for each person, it's different. Say, for instance, somebody has PCOS, okay, then the weight loss process is slower. A man has a knee issue and his range of motion is very limited, can't do much, then his weight loss process also is limited. So depending on each person, you have to assess and say, in a month, not a week. You have to say in a month. For a female, I would say even 1.5 is very big. Okay, but for a man, it's possible to lose even up to 2 to 3 kgs in a month. Okay, generally also men lose weight faster than women. But considering all of these things, health conditions and how are you feeling, your work, everything, work stress, everything together is what finally your results are based on that.
Oh. Shipa, have you trained any celebrity?
Yeah, 2 of them. One is Mr. Santosh Pratap and the other is Miss Aishwarya Rajesh.
So how is like to train them?
If you look at the way they train, you'll feel ashamed because their work is so hectic. Despite all of it, they're so disciplined, they'll show up. So when I see them, I really wonder because sometimes I've known Miss Aishwarya used to finish her shoot and come at 9:30 from ECR to train just to finish whatever she can. And Mr. Santosh is always so dedicated. Like, you give him a specific time, he'll show up at that time and he'll do whatever reps you give. And they both are phenomenal. As in, you can learn that, despite their crazy timings, they really give their time for fitness. And they're very disciplined about it.
So what is your advice on anxiety and depression?
Okay, these days we hear anxiety and depression very often. And I don't blame that because we have so much information and we are not able to consume everything. Because if you see, all of us, all my clients, me and all of us, we love to keep checking our phone all the time and we keep reading or scrolling all the time. So anxiety comes when we have too many things in our mind and you're anxious about something that's not yet happened and not experiencing what's going on right now. So we get depressed. So if you see, most often we are not happy with our lives because you think of something else that somebody else has.
Better.
But that's also unreal, right? We all put our best pictures on Insta. We put our best moments on Insta. Nobody's life is perfect. But it takes a while for all of us to understand that everyone is going through something and what we have right now is a blessing. When we realize that, then anxiety will go away. I'm not saying that I never feel anxious or not depressed, but I never feel anxious. I also do sometimes because sometimes we have goals you want to reach and things like that. But you should never allow it to consume you. The moment you know that, over consuming information which is not necessary, we should try to stop it. That's why we have things like fitness. It need not be just the gym. You can just go for a walk. You can go join a dance class, a Zumba class, go swimming. Those things are important to keep your mental health in check.
Why are fit people collapsing during workout? Someone who's active by going to badminton classes and all that, yet they have a cardiac arrest. Why is that happening?
So we only see that fit people, young people, they just collapse and they pass away, which is very sad to see. But we don't really know what was going on in their life lately. Okay, so there was an instance where fitness instructor. He was taking a sauna and he passed away. But nobody knew that this person has been working out excessively, has not been sleeping, has not been eating well, and he was in extreme stress. Okay, so all of these things would have culminated over a period of time, and one day it just shows as a cardiac arrest. So cardiac arrest, your body does not think, okay, let me now have an arrest. It doesn't do that. It will give you symptoms, it will give you signs over a period of time, and you keep ignoring and ignoring and ignoring, and at that one point it will give away. So it's also in our hands to make sure that our lifestyle is in check.
Balance.
Yeah, you need to sleep well. Sleep is like the foundational thing. You need to sleep well. You need to add your workouts only when you sleep well. You need to eat well so that your workouts are working for you. All of these things matter, like drinking enough water. That's also very important. And keeping your mental health in check. That extreme stress over a period of time can also lead to this.
So what do you mean by diet?
Okay, that's a very good question. Because there is no such thing called as a diet per se. What we should be saying is eating clean. Okay, so in earlier days when we had a clean plate, it was just food. Okay, but now we have so much of ultra processed food that eating clean has become diet. As in, our normal plate of rice and parpu and kootu has become diet because we are eating so much of pizza and pasta and all sorts of oily food. This has become diet. Basically, eating clean is what we should be aiming at. Our home cooked food, or cooked by yourself for like a clean meal. Okay, say for instance, you need to have one portion of carbs, one portion of protein, one portion of probiotics, one portion of fiber. Everything is there in our Indian meal itself. But this is a generic diet, I'm saying. I'm not saying for a goal. A goal-based diet is very different, where you have to have a percentage of carbs or whatever, like 60%. But for everyone, like for you and me, we need protein. So for every meal, you have to have a little bit of protein, you have a little bit of complex carbs and a little bit of fiber, and probiotics is also important for us. It's as simple as that.
Is it healthy to eliminate complete carb from the diet and add just the protein and veggies? Is that healthy?
Not really. See, a very simple example is when you're building a house. Just because concrete is the most strongest thing, will you eliminate an iron rod? You won't, right? You need to actually have the rods and then pour the cement and then build the structure. So for your body, you need micronutrients as well as macronutrients. So it's important to include everything. Unless and until your health condition says you can't have, there's a sugar spike, so you need to cut carbs a little bit, yes. But otherwise, you need all of it. Carbs is actually a primary fuel. So you need to have everything in moderation.
Okay. Why should women be lifting weight? Or should I say there's a myth that women shouldn't be lifting weight? So can you help us break it?
So basically, this is, like you said, it's a myth. Because women are inherently very strong. So if you see like your mother, my mother, they do all the work at home, like till now, okay? So earlier days, they must have done even more work. Lifting things, lifting you, lifting me, all of that. All the work women do, okay? But they're very strong. But we are not made to believe that we are strong, okay? Because the gym premise is different. The weights are shaped differently. Carrying kids also is heavy. Carrying weights is the same weight as carrying a child, but women are intimidated by doing that. Why women don't think like that is maybe because they are made to believe that they are the lesser, gender. But actually, women are very strong. Even their upper body strength is pretty decent. So why should women lift weights is that as women age, we have different phases, right? So as we age, what happens is you start losing the 3% of muscle every year. And then you have the later years, which is the perimenopause and the menopause and the postmenopause phase, where you actually lose a lot more muscle. So it's not only losing muscle, you also have to preserve your joints, your bones. All of that start to deteriorate at that phase. So basically for women, and because physiologically you change, you marry when you have a child and then you have all of these physiological changes, you need to constantly prep your body for the coming phase. It's not only physical, it's a lot to do with your mental wellness, basically for women. Because when you have a child, you also go through something mentally as well as physically, right? So lifting weights kind of preserves your muscles, preserves your joints, your bones and everything for now and for later. So your quality of life gets better and it improves during your later years.
Okay. So my friend's mother joined gym recently, and she was like, after joining the gym, she was diagnosed with hernia. So she said going to gym and lifting weight made her get that. So is that true?
No, completely untrue. So usually such things would have existed already and undetected. So had it been detected earlier, then gymming would have helped. But sadly, it was detected while she was in the gym. So it feels like it happened. But there is scientifically also there's nothing proven like that. Exercise is completely good for you. So if you have medical conditions, you will have to get a clearance from your physician and then join the gym. But otherwise, anything that you do in the gym is only good for you and never bad.
Okay. I heard that working out will prevent you from cancer. So how does it work?
See, it's not untrue or anything, you know. So because what they're trying to say is like working out is medicine. Okay, even before you consume your medicine, this is preventive medicine. So when you start doing all these activities in the gym, your brain cells are active, and basically your body is kind of preparing itself to get better and stronger and prevent all other illnesses. So if you see, it's not like people who work out won't fall sick. They will, but they recover faster. Okay, so it's always good. So it's not only cancer, anything to do with illness can be prevented by just working out, but also 80% of your good health depends on what you eat. 20% depends on what you do at the gym. So you must also make sure the fuel, what goes inside is important. So you can't buy like a petrol vehicle and pour diesel into it and expect it to run longer, right? So you need to make sure that you're doing that also.
For someone who is not having the time to go to gym, can they see the workout videos and start working out from home?
See, if you're already used to doing workouts and you've got trained with a trainer and you've been going to the gym, then it's completely fine because you probably know the form. But if you don't know anything, I think it's best to not do something like that because maybe you have an issue, but this person is showing you jumping jacks, some 500 jumping jacks, and you do it. The next day, you would have hurt your knees. Same thing, they show you some back workout like a deadlift or something, and then you copy it, and your form is not exactly the same. You will bust your back the next day. So it's best for you to have some awareness before you start watching videos and copying. So even if you can't hire a personal trainer for yourself, go to a gym, learn some things from the flow trainers, basic, some form, squats, deadlifts, some lunges, learn some form and then you do it. So don't start jumping and don't stop doing things just because somebody is doing it. It may not work the same for you.
Shiva, thank you so much for coming over. Thank you so much for making time in your busy schedule and calling us here. It was such an honor to have you, and you enlightened us with a lot of information. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Farida. It was indeed my pleasure to talk to you, and you covered literally everything. All that I want to say is, women who are scared to start doing something, just don't wait. All you need to do is start, and then you'll fall in love with lifting weights, and then you'll slowly fall in love with yourself also. We have one life, so don't lose it. Do this for yourself.
Okay. 21 days, I think it becomes a habit, right? Later on. So please start working out. Thank you, Shiva.
Thank you, Farida.